Hello, good evening, and welcome to the stream. Yes, indeed, we are live. We are just momentarily doing the social medias, and then we can get going. All right, there's one down. Do a couple more. It's like every time. I wish I could automate this. I mean, I'm sure it can be done. I just don't know how you do it. Anyway, so yes, welcome to the stream. And if you're watching the video on YouTube sometimes later, hi all, and welcome to the video. Or you could be watching the live stream on YouTube, because we do in fact stream to YouTube as well. Now I have the bandwidth to stream twice. Yeah, all is good. Right, that's that done. That's that done. Twitch, how we doing? We got transcoding. Got 1080p. We got the others. Yeah, we do. Okay, good stuff. Right, okay. Time for the live screen. There we are. Right, okay. That's all looking good. We'll go back to that. X Brolly, welcome to the stream. X Quality, welcome to the stream. We got all the X's on straight away. Nice. Right, okay, well, let's round up some daily missions. Monday is my Sunday. I'm having a beer. Oh, yeah. There we go. How was the giveaway with Space Quest, or are you doing it? We haven't done one yet. Actually, I've not heard from Space Quest in a little bit. Now you come to mention it. I don't know if he's busy or something. Last spoke to him on the 7th. We were talking about how we were going to maybe figure something out. But I don't want to talk about it until we figure it out, if that makes sense. Made some Bang Z. Bang Z? What's Bang Z? I'm not down with the kids, you know that, don't you? So you might have to explain what that is. I didn't know what cray cray meant until about a week ago. Bags. Oh, right, you made some bags. Oh, yeah. And then I Googled it, it was like, oh, right, yeah, okay. And then saw that it'd been around since 2001 at least. Someone actually entered it on a wiki page of, you know, whatever, and they double checked. Yeah, he posted it in this news group or whatever. Oh my God, it was hilarious. Shelby Info resubscribed at tier 3, no less. They've subscribed for 42 months. Thank you so much for the 42 months. Yeah, I guessed it meant what it meant, but I didn't know what it meant. You know, when you're kind of like, I think they mean, but do they? I better find out before I inadvertently use it and find out, oh no, it actually means. And then you're like, oh crap, I didn't want to say that. You know, just one of those, isn't it? You know, err on the side of caution, as we say. There we go. How long we got there? Ooh, right, okay. Help. There we go. Now, we're talking about doing a thing, but I don't want to say what it is until we figure out how we're going to do it. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to I was like half figured it out, but I'm not quite sure if it's going to work or not work, or it's got to be its own thing. And I think at the moment I'm thinking it's got to be its own thing. You know what I mean? It's like, let's wait till we've fleshed it out and we know what it's going to be, and then we tell people about it. You know, we do it, if you do it like halfway, yeah, it's never good. Because you might go, yeah, we're going to do this, and then push comes to shove and you go, oh yeah, we can't do it that way. We need to do, yeah, it's okay, so we're not doing what the thing we said we're going to do, and it's all a bit, you know, it all comes across as like, they don't know what they're doing. Yeah, we will figure it out. We will figure it out. It's just logistics is the problem. So, Find a Friend works in its as a complete thing. If you were to add what we were talking about to it, which would be really cool, but how do we mechanically do that? If we've got, let's assume, a full raid force, they call it 32 people, all kind of participating on the same thing, it's going to be over in 5 seconds flat, because between 32 people are all going to guess where the hell we're going, and that's not much of a challenge. So it needs to be, I don't know, something else. So I was thinking, no, we need to do a separate thing where it's like raid content, higher level content, but then that kind of locks out other people, which is kind of what Find a Friend's about. So the two just don't quite, do you know what I mean? It's a difficult one. We will figure it out though. I think it's going to be two separate things. Alternating is going to be the best way. That's, you know, that's my broad strokes idea at the moment. So we'll have, you know, one thing for one thing, and then a different thing for the different thing, once we figure out what the different thing is going to be. Everyone's like puzzled now. What the is he having a stroke or something? What's up with him? What's he talking about? Yeah, I think ex-Broadley knows, because it was kind of their idea. But yeah, between us, we'll come up with a way to make, yes, right on the post. I did it. I did it. I did it. I landed on the post. Oh yeah. So yeah, well, we've intrigued everybody now, and we haven't even figured out what would. Is number lock not on? No, it isn't. There we go. Oh, there's something I need to do. I don't know if I can do it on this character. I think they're only applicant, but yeah, I thought it was. Current level of organisational tax is 0. I thought it was. Yeah, somebody, a returning player, logged into Storm and they couldn't chat. It said they owed the guild tax, and I thought, I'm sure I set that to 0. And well, according to the command, it's 0. I might double check that, but I'll have to do that on a ranked character. I can't do it from this one. Can I sneak these guys? Maybe. Oh. I've been detected, but I haven't been aggroed. Oh, maybe I have. Yep, I have. Okay. Bit of lag there, maybe. Yeah, I've had it happen on some of my like mule characters that are guild members, and you log in and you can't chat because you've not paid your organisation tax, but tax is set to 0, so it shouldn't happen. But apparently it has happened to someone, so I don't know. Easiest thing, I'll just give them a couple of million, say just go zone. It'll fix it. There we go. We're making progress. Uh-oh. Picked up a pesky technician. Yes, we did. Yeah, Find a Friend is kind of all-inclusive. Froobs can come and low-level players can come. But I think if we're doing something that's more organised and raid-centric, it needs to be people in that level range and usually paid. And we were thinking maybe do staggered raids or something. And anyway, we'll figure it out. But I just couldn't find a way in my imagination for it to work. Maybe you'll come up with something. I don't know. But yeah, just trying to make it work so it's fair and yeah, tricky. I did suggest to Space Quest because he asked me about it and I was like, I'd been up since 6 a.m. Well, I've been working since 6 a.m. I just had a massive lunch and I was about to, doze off basically. And he was asking me about it on Discord. I said, yeah, I'll come back to you on this. My brain has switched off for now. I said, in fact, let me do half a stream and I've had a couple of beers. I'll probably be bubbling over with ideas, even if they're terrible. But it's a starting point, And that's when I came up with the let's do two different things, but make the second one, because it's going to work as a new thing, make that inventive. Get rid of El Snarerino. Sometimes this works, but it usually doesn't. We avoid the medic. Should always wear this t-shirt streaming. Well, the problem with that is, well, I'm going to wash it every time I wear it, right? And the whole transfer is just going to come off. Do you know what I mean? I'm going to ruin the t-shirt if I wore it every stream, wouldn't I? T-shirts with transfers on, the transfers don't last. Even good ones, they don't last. I bought a couple of t-shirts at a Steve Vai concert, and the top bit where it says, Vai for Steve Vai, that's still there, but the picture of him underneath it is just gone, man. It's gone. Right, let's place the bomber. Whee! Run away! I mean, some of the t-shirts, the ones that used to really last well. Peer Pressure Peter subscribed with Prime. They've subscribed for 5 months. Thank you very much for the resub, and thank you for 5 months. Much appreciated. Excuse me. Yeah, I mean, I've got an old Marshall t-shirt, which at this point is just a black t-shirt. There's no sign that it had the Marshall amplification logo on it anymore. And I don't fit into it anymore. It used to be if I wanted a tight t-shirt, I'd buy a medium and it'd be really tight. Back when I had a six-pack and, all of that. These days I can't get my shoulders in there. So I'll get maybe one arm in and it's going it's splitting as it seems, and then I try and get the other arm in, it's like, this is not happening. If you do this t-shirt will become two pieces of cloth. That's what you get. Middle-aged spread, quitting smoking, all at the same time. Yeah, I more or less doubled my body mass. And it's not all flab, thankfully. Because that would be bad. Right, okay, we've got the cup. Oh, well, let's go and visit all the clubs and such around Rubico. Yeah, there's a video of me wearing a Batman t-shirt. I'm actually wearing that t-shirt now. And the sleeves come down to like halfway up my upper arm. And it's a little bit loose around the upper arm. And that's a video I made when my hair was much darker and I didn't have a beard. And I put that t-shirt on and it was like, oh, I can get in it just. And I double checked the label and it was like large. It's like, oh. Ellen, bro, I missed this game. Game's here. Just waiting for you to log in. I'd like you to have a leaflet. Clicky, pick up leaflet, trade it. There we go. Next, we're going to Relax, which is the one not far from Omni 1. Yeah, the game's still here. Nothing stopping you playing it if, you know, you feel you can. What was it? I missed a thing. I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. Esoteresi follow? Thank you for the follow. I'm really not sure how to pronounce that name. I think the current live player base is probably 1,500 to 3,000, but we don't know for sure because only Funcom truly know, and they do not publish the figures. Who are you? In the lab? Yes, I've heard of the lab. Whatever you say. Sure, show me the way. And that teleports you to, well, Steps of Madness, which is in the right playfield. How many other games do you know that have, you know, nightmare fuel like that? Right, we got the waypoint marker, so let's go. Big old gnome ship up there. I've been asked by people, am I going to play stream Dune? I'll definitely try the game. I don't know how whether I'll take to it or not. Jim Davies. Cheers, Carl. Cheers, my dears. Welcome to the stream. Over on the YouTube. Ooh, mind that tree. There we go. There's Relax. In we go. Now, apparently there is really loud music in here, but for some reason it's not playing it. Dave Ranger, I have a leaflet. What I do now. Wave it in front of the fat man's face. There we go. Next one is The Grind, which is back in ICC. So let's use a beacon for that. I joined my Shroob now, but it just doesn't feel the same anymore. Well, the game is different since 2015. When was 2015? I think was 18.7. That was one of the biggest sweep of changes to the game, like class rebalancing, nano configuration changes. A slew of changes with 18.7. But you've got to remember, you are not the same person Yeah, you've changed too, though. Have to remember that. Things don't feel the same because you've grown as a human being. So, you know, community's changed. Yeah, well, things never stay the same. You know, that's true. I mean, the older you get, the more you realise that. Believe you me. You know, you got to think almost 23 years ago, almost 24 years ago, I correct myself. You know, you could have been a 20-year-old playing this game, or maybe 18 and just starting college or something. And that's the person you were back then. But, you know, 24 years later, you know, married, couple of kids, mortgage, full-time job, bills to pay, car payments. You know, you ain't living that same life anymore. You know, it's just life. Oh, that's not the Rubicard door. That's why I'm not entering. I am very foolish. Right, neuters are as... few people I know can manage to jump off a ledge and still miss. Yeah, not sure how that works. Right, there you go. Got another leaflet. Where's my dude? There he is. I need to give you this leaflet. There we go. Goodbye. Excuse me. Reit's Retreat. Okay. Oh yeah, go via Borealis. Then straight west bank. Or fly in the top door. Hello, I has a leaflet for you. There we go. Right, the others are in Omniland. Anyone around who remembers Forever, may he rest in peace. I remember Forever. Oh no. Another hero playing on Rubicard 7. Yeah. Well, that's another thing with a game this age, you know, stuff like that happens. Yeah, I can't remember the name. I don't know if I knew them particularly well, but I do remember that. I think. Memories, you know. The ambience of AO is something else. You can't duplicate this as long as the game doesn't cut off the sound. Well, yeah. F10, sound on, sound off. Yeah, and back on. They never fix that. It only happens with windowed mode. It's when you tab in and out of the game, it does it. You know. Remember playing as a child? He used to stay in Borry in front of Fair Trade Shop 24/7. 5 years later, I log in. The guy was still in the same spot. Wow. Yeah, I've come to know some pretty awesome people through this game, I have to say. Romper Bar, that's on the end. we can get there before we get shot at. Yeah, do you remember Bogley? She had the blonde pigtails head, wore a pink kind of crop top t-shirt and whatever, and used to be by the Borealis Wampers, pretty much 24/7 petting a pet leet. Do you remember them? I remember them. Haven't seen them in a long time either, but yeah, I kind of remember them. Right, let's extract a leaflet. Here we go. Have a leaflet for you. There we are. Goodbye. Before we go running out of here, I am going to get another beer because reasons. I'll be back. Lady Sky Cannon, welcome to the stream. My first MA got jailed by Funcom for his name. Oh, God. Spent 2 weeks in AO jail, favourite class ever. However, had to change his name from Sugar Balls to Sugar Nubs. What? Oh my God. Funcom was such a bunch of carrots. Yeah, a little bit. Depends what GM you got, you know. Some were more chill than others, that's for sure. Baboons! The big nightclub. With the cool dance floor, the balconies, the spiral staircases, the chill back room for the cool people. Oh yeah. Had fun in here before. Plumbo X leaflet, there we are. Goodbye, there we are. Back when I played, the way MA was bow and a sledgehammer? Okay. Right, we're now going to tier. It's a bit of fun to get to from here without beacons, but there we are. Boobity-doo-doo. Isn't there like somewhere you go over here for the fixer quest? The slums of Omnient. made it. Right. 2-tier. Fix a quest is by the garden now. Yeah, there's another bit as well. There's the child and the doll, and then part 2, you talk to some guy over in the slums. I don't know. I haven't done that quest in a long time. Made a couple of videos of it, but not actually done it in quite a bit. Someone's guild called Gandhi's Hairdryer. Fine. Gandhi famously would not have needed one. Enjoy it while it lasts. Which is near here, isn't it? Am I going the right way? Yeah. Remember that Gandhi's hairdryer? That's a hell of it. That's the first backyard I ever walked out of. Tier, backyard 9. Whereupon I walked this way, but with the low graphics settings I was using, did not see the zone wall here. Walked in, saw a couple of people mucking around in the arena. Didn't know it was an arena. Didn't know what an arena was. And this is back when PvP ranges were just ridiculous. I mean, if you were level 75, excuse me, free for all, level 200s could attack you. So, yeah, kind of hit a bit different. Walked in, went, hi, I'm trying to get the chat sorted. I've been playing like an hour. Yeah. Oh, how do I do chat again? Yeah, I go in, vicinity is in, oh, I'm dead. That's funny, why am I dead? Welcome to Anarchy Online. Was basically how it felt. Welcome to Anarchy Online. We take no prisoners. There we are. We want the happy rebel. I have this leaflet. There we go. Goodbye. Clandestine meetings took place in that corner. Oh, yes, they did. So now we've got to go back to Newland and hope for the last one. Yeah, I remember this. One of my earliest memories, going around Newland Lake, killing rando mobs with my solar pistol on my Advi. And people zoning in and out of Newland, hitting Challenger, zoning, hitting Challenger again, zoning back out Challenger, and every time they did it, they increased in size until eventually they looked like they were in the skybox. They were ginormous. I wish I still had some screenshots from that. I've probably got them, but I don't know where they are. They'll be on an old DVD somewhere in the attic or something. But yeah, fun times. I legit role-played my punishment. It took me 30 minutes, and then I couldn't get out of jail for 2 weeks, and I had to be logged in. I was in a room with just a chair. That's wild, yeah. If it was a troll, I did laugh, but it happened to me while I played Final Fantasy 11 too, which was odd, just invisible GMs. I still do have that character as well. Named Sugar Nubs. Thankfully, they didn't choose to delete it. Funny thing, I got busted the second time I made a character and left for the starting area, and this is when you went to the backyard. As soon as I zoned, they got me. Wow. You were helping a total newbie out on your advert. Oh, that's cool. I have a Trox Advi Melee, work in progress, 100 imps, 75 mercs on at level 50. That's quite a good build. Right, so from here, and we go to the bar. And out we go from the bar. Quasar. What up, Mr. Galos? I got my Radeon running DG Voodoo, but broke my new engine by doing it. Had to separate the two from the AOPP patch. Okay. Yeah, I haven't had a Radeon card in a very long time, so I don't know where we're up to with most of it, to be honest. Yeah, I use DG Voodoo, but it's installed in the vanilla engine, not in the beta engine. But apparently Radeon cards benefit by using DX12, I believe. Oh god, just gone the wrong way. NVIDIA cards, it doesn't matter, I don't have any performance issues other than crashing. But yeah, that's just the beta engine. It isn't stable no matter what you do. Puff. Puff, puff, puff. Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Right, okay. We want to go to Old Athen. There's a choice of DX12 or upscaling. I mean, you can upscale anyway on NVIDIA. It's all built in DXR values. It's something that's been built into the NVIDIA driver set for, well, 8-9 years. Yeah, DSR factors. You can turn them on or off if you want. So you can use like up to 8K. I made a video about it. But there's no real benefit to doing that with AO. Well, it wouldn't be for me because I wouldn't be able to read the bloody GUI because it doesn't scale. So, yeah. Mission complete. There we go. Goodbye. Let's do the alien mission before we forget. Mission complete. Goodbye. It scales if you bypass DPI scaling to system instead of the app. Didn't for me. Maybe it's different on Radeon, I don't know. But yeah, the problem is, like, you can see it with RTGI as well. So if you use like global illumination like that, that is considered a light source, as is half of the GUI. Same if you use screen space reflections. Yeah, so with that, everything is a water surface as far as it's concerned. Including, unfortunately, you get a ton of noise, which you can probably see, or it'll be, messed up. But the super SMMA anti-aliasing looks better than FXAA. So polished marbles, yeah, everything looks wet. In certain situations, it looks really good, but I mean, as soon as you move, it looks rubbish. Right. Mantis Den. Let's go Borealis and then log a bigger tune just to speed up the process. Because reasons. Yeah, it does. I mean, the RTGI isn't bad. You can see there that those now emit light on the wall, etc. But you can also see the inside of there. You can see my mouse. It thinks my mouse is a light emitting object, and some objects are, like, you know, metal briefcases. As far as the game's engine's concerned, they do emit light, as do white tiles. You see there? You get the effusive light. Is this RK19 or Rimmer? No, it's Atlantean. We took in the Rimmer refugees, donkeys years ago. I'm only joking. Yeah, it's the main server. But everyone that originally played on Rubicar 1 thinks they're still on Rubicar 1. Because we have Rubicar 1, Rubicar 2, German server. And then... Well, and they shut the German server down and people could go to what would then became named Rimmer and Atlantean. And then they said server merge. But a lot of people who were already on the first server were kind of like, okay, we got more refugees now. Which I think is a little unkind, if I'm being honest. And different play styles and stuff had evolved on the two different servers, so it was quite interesting when the servers merged. It was like something Vault-Tec would do, you know. If that makes sense. To quote a different gaming universe. But yeah, it kind of did a little bit because... you know, one bunch of people in isolation on Rubicar 2, Rimmer, developed their own kind of ethos for how things got done or how best to build a character or whatever versus how they developed on Rubicar 1, i.e. Atlantean. So when they originally did the main servers merge, a lot of people going, what the hell are you... Why's your character got this gear? Excuse me, it was really strange. And the two philosophies, neither, you know, one wasn't more correct than the other or anything like that. It's just, they just evolved differently. It was quite interesting. It was quite fascinating from that sort of standpoint. Right. Which GS do we have? GS2. Oh, it's a little busy. Right, let's see if we get the same on this guy. Hopefully we do. Hellgear, welcome to the stream. Yes, we did. Right. Kaboom, kaboom, kill all the trash. I'm so tempted to make a free bet, mate. Why not? Easy to play one. You don't need any money or weapons. Time to get back to the Job Armor Insignia grind. Well, if you want to make tiered armor, that would be the way to go. Don't need that one. Don't need that one yet. Other one, just don't care. Anamantis, I will be wanting you later. It's not right now. Rav. the place to ourselves looking at this. It's so quiet in here. Come to the conclusion OFAB Adv... Yeah, it is. OFAB Adv gear is just pants. It is pants. If you're ranged, combined commando. If you're melee, combined merc. I can't think of a single best in slot armor that isn't, you know, combined armor anyway for Adv. It's strange. Yeah, the OFAB armor for Adv is... I can't think of any of it that's any good, to be honest. You know, nothing sort of jumps out. And the thing with OFAB armor, it was meant to be a newer thing than, you know, the alien armor, which came years before and looks really well designed and coloured and detailed. And the OFAB armor, by comparison, is essentially, I am wearing cardboard. I have a cardboard armor set. Do you have a full set of cardboard? Because that's exactly what it looks like. MA Froob is the most easiest. Well, okay. Most easy or easiest? Most easiest, yeah, whatever. An enjoyable one too. Yeah, this is true. This is true. Little stress. Yeah, it is. Because you don't actually need to find money for weapons and stuff. You can literally just punch things to death. So you start with a pair of hands and you can finish with a pair of hands as well if you choose. Running the Mantis down for first time for an upgrade for my Enforcer. That can definitely be a thing. They have 75 merc on and a 141 bag waiting. Nice. Nice when your progression's all kind of planned out. Ooh, someone. We are behind someone. We've just caught up. I think some of the Guardians are gone anyway. Hi, Carl. Ooh, quiet in here. I think I need one more. I don't need this guy yet. See if the other ones are spawned up yet. Need more Guardians. Ugh. Okay, lag. Oh, I think something spawned in the little side cave. It has. Who is that? Is that someone from the chat in here? The Queen alive? Oh, she is. Okay. I don't know if you need a team or something. Well, I took it off my baby, keep it. Yeah, if you're not playing the character, I rob out old characters. I'm terrible. I do it all the time. The new engine can't handle the amount of bones, apparently, in certain mobs. Like, oh, I can't think what they're called. In Shadowlands, there's like a spiny horn tooth or something it's called. Yeah, they had to disable some of the bones in that, otherwise you couldn't see what the hell you were doing halfway across the playfield. So it is still very much a beta engine. So feature complete, but buggy. And they've never fixed it since. And that was what, when did that release? 2017? 2015 maybe? 2015 I think. So we've had 10 years of a beta engine. But I've played with it for that long, I've sort of got used to the bugs. Even though they're quite bad. It's like playing a Bethesda game. .u. I'll do procs as well for this mob. He's the big special one. It's funny when they like, yeah, the new engine just can't handle that many joints inside a mesh or some such thing. I remember they talked about it on the beta forums when it was an actual beta separated from the live server. Baby something, they hate me. I get boiled blood. Even if you kill them, they just respawn, but I don't know what that looked like because I was in some weird mesh madness. ICC planet-wide announcement. Cable's Strapsy has been awarded the highest honorary rank for outstanding dedication to the defense of Rubicar. Congrats on AI 30. It's not easy anymore. Is there a way to see what the chances of weapons dropping from the mob? I don't know about that. I'm pretty sure They're fairly bad. I don't think the drop rates are good. No. Camping for a Queen Blade? Not good, I think. Right, okay. So, it's time for a Penumbra Doja. We're going to run from Shadowlands, I think. From Adonis, rather. Because we're already in Shadowlands. I know what I mean. I wanted to pair Frozen Tears. I don't think that mob drops them. Frozen Tears. They drop from the temple, don't they? Uckleash, yeah. I think the Stygian Desolator is like 100% and the other weapons are like 30% or something like that, but I don't know. They're fairly regular, plus I'm fairly sure the Exarchs in that room, the higher level Exarchs, I'm pretty sure they drop them as well. I'm using a phase board. Phase blade? Do you mean? I don't know. Sorry, yes, I disappeared to go and get a beer. I didn't even mention it. I just went off and got one. I apologise. There we go. Oh, yeah, I can do abilities again. Oh, no, still locked. I can do these, though. MA. Specials. Blink shot. Saves the rest for now. You want to get 100? Okay. Right, we're going to run to Penumbra. Yeah, I think if you look on... Devil of Three Winds. Last updated 2022. One of the guides has got drop tables on it, I think. Okay, not that one. Raid. Loot table. There you go. Rings, armour. Frozen Tear of Ucklish. Can be used by anyone. Drops from Ucklish the Frozen. Who it drops from? Drop chance? Doesn't say. Not good, usually. Research. Oh, have I completed a whole lot? No, I'm on meditation. I did 5. We got more psycho mod. Sense imp. Reflex. I've got loads on there. Oh, Marshall, let's get that. Do any of them do bow? Alacrity? Dimash, martial arts, martial arts, martial arts, martial arts. Nimble? Stamina, sense, agility, base abilities, essentially. Reflex. More martial arts. Cogniscience. None of these add to bow, which is kind of disappointing. But there we are. They all add to martial arts, though. Yeah, unfortunately, they're a no drop, so yeah, you just got to farm it. Every time somebody takes down the temple boss, there's a chance it'll drop on the first guy. Ucklish the Frozen. Quasar. Thinking of moving to MA at 200 from shotgun. You have a shotgun, MA? That was a thing for a time, actually. Because some of the shotguns on Rubicar had utterly ridiculous crit damage, so everybody used them. No matter what class they were, they just used them and got crit buffs. And obviously, if you're an MA, you've got a lot of crit. Yeah, so there was that. You were on Discord, were you? This is where you go to DOS about. That's an old English slang word for my Americans. Dossing around is just sitting on your hands, not really doing anything. And someone that does nothing extensively is like, you're a dosser. You know, you're a deadbeat, degenerate or whatever. It's old slang. I'm not sure where it comes from, but I do remember it. What's the benefit of going bow MA instead of normal MA? It's more interesting. You know what I meant. Yeah, you remember being... Yeah, if you watched Grange Hill back in the day, people that were bunking off in the afternoon and going to the park instead of going to lessons were dossers. What are you doing? Dossing. That's just... Yeah, it's just one of those slang words. Dossing off, innit? We're all gonna die anyway. That's how it was in the 80s, guys. Don't believe the Hollywood movies. We all thought we were gonna perish in nuclear fire at any moment. Genuinely, that's how we felt. It's a weird way to grow up, but yeah, you go back and look at British TV from then. They had public information movies on TV. This is back when it was terrestrial TV, and there was like, you had BBC One, BBC Two, and ITV, and it wasn't until the late 80s you got Channel 4. There were some regional differences, but essentially that was it. And the BBC used to broadcast public information stuff like, don't get your frisbee if it gets stuck in a power station pylon, you know, and then graphically showed you what would happen if you did, and other such like traumatic or trauma-inducing public information films. Don't play on the train tracks, you know, that kind of stuff. And then they started releasing Protect and Survive, you know, how to, like, attempt to survive a nuclear attack, you know. Take all the doors off the hinges and build a shelter under the stairs or something. You know, it was just, like, ridiculous. That's not going to... You might survive the explosion. You're not going to survive the radiation and everything else. And they released 2 movies that were kind of based on that. One was called Threads, and another one was called The Day After. And they are, like, how they got away with getting them on TV, I'll never know, because if they tried to publish them today, people will be like, you can't put that on telly, you'll traumatise people. But we watched them. We were just like, okay. And accepted it, because pretty much that's going to be the reality if you survive. If you survive. That's why the original Terminator movie worked so well, is at that time we all kind of pretty much thought this is going to happen and we're all going to die, which is why we were so nuts in the 80s. Because we genuinely thought, yeah, it's probably going to happen. Make the most of it. You know, that's why we were as mad as we were. You know, and you'd, one of a chat line would be like, what would you do with a 4-minute warning? Because that's all the time you got. You're gonna unscrew all the door hinges on several doors in order to build a shelter and put blankets on it. Like, that's gonna work. But you only got 4 minutes. You know, that was the limit of our early detection systems at the time. So if some hostile power, you know, sends nukes, you've got 4 minutes from when you find out to when they land. So it's like, what would you do in your 4-minute warning? And people will be like, oh, boil an egg, you know. It was, believe it or not, it just became a like conversation starter. Can you imagine living in a time and place like that? Yeah, that's how things were back then. Which sounds kind of messed up by today's standards, but that's how it was. We actually had a small earthquake in North Wales, where I'm from. And it woke me up. It was like 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning during the summer in the early 80s. And when it happened, I genuinely thought, oh my God, they've done it. I thought that was it. I genuinely like sat up in bed. The whole house was shaking. And I just thought, oh my God, this is it, you know. Films like Mad Max and such like was how's it going to be afterwards, you know. So we had like kind of a fascination with it because we thought, well, you know, it's probably going to happen because, you know, the world's run by idiots. Yeah, crazy stuff. So when you see those old videos of or old movies like Back to the Future and all that, they were so optimistic, you know, compared to the reality of living in that time. It was crazy. Not that I don't love Back to the Future. The whole 3 movies I think are superb, but I watch them whenever they're on, and I have them all on Blu-ray and yada yada yada, you know. But at the time, the world was quite a different place. I don't think any of these are the guys I want. They are not. Okay. My other character has a robot next. Yeah, it does. Has a robot next to it. I might be needing him soon. I don't know. Come and kill water demons. Well, demons of water. To be more accurate. Would I have to download the game and set up the bars real quick? Well, yeah, unless you've still got your own old pref folder in your Windows app data file. So the configuration files aren't local anymore. They're stored elsewhere. Used to be the prefs. Oh my god, we got a doja. Hallelujah. Alright, okay. Let's run. We're gonna go back. Use the beacon. That was really quick. That was what, 4 kills, I think. Hand this in. That should complete the freelancers, which should give us, well, a couple of levels, I think. Not sure. We'll see. No, I never want to delete a key item. And yet, the game assumes I do. Which is weird. Gotta be honest. I was A in team that whole time. Oops. Could have got more XP, but oh well, never mind. Scarlet Dull quest. I have found a doja. That's pretty good. Alright. That should be freelancers. Complete. It is. Okay, let's go hand in the freelancers. We return to the ICC to go hand it in. Click on Ralph. Yeah, we did get a level. Oh, is this your character? Let's have a look. Advi Boo Boo. We got a phase blade. Phase blades are pretty good. Little bit slow though, maybe. But yeah. Then we got the. Where's your token board? Lady Sky, you do not have a token, but oh, you're neutral. Sorry. Skull of the Ancient, not bad. 75s, they're good enough. OFAB, yeah, the OFAB stuff's kind of crap, innit? Pistol, one-hand edged, burst and stamina. It's like, compared to the alien armor, terrible. Yeah, Merc gloves in comparison. We got luxurious gloves on. Okay. I can't really. Yeah, I played Adri before we even had those weapons, so I used Soulfire Executioners Type T or Type F or something like that. Rezul. Hello, hello, welcome to the stream. I think that's all we got time for. I got to work tomorrow, so. I know, I haven't been on very long. I am a very bad streamer, I know. But we got through the dailies, got the freelancers done. I'll do the same again on Wednesday. Where's your token board? Well, normally you're Omni and or Clan, so that's on me. This guy, I'm just going to log him off here. Why not? Alright, is anyone else streaming Anarchy Online? I do hope so. It's not just me, is it? Oh, God, it's me. It's just me again. What's Lost doing? Oh my God, she's playing Shadow of Chernobyl. That's going to be fun for them.
I'm going out. Also, I have issues.
Stalker 2 game is pretty amazing though, I've got to say. How the hell have I got more followers than her, even by a smaller margin? She's so much better than me at streaming. It's nuts. Right, okay, we're going to go raid Successfully Lost with a bit of Stalker. I do like myself a bit of Stalker. This is the original game as well.
Wait, they're shooting at me now?
I know all the mechanics yeah.
Okay, you're done.
She's in for a fun ride. I will be back on Wednesday, everyone. Love you all. I will miss you. But yeah, it is time for me to go work and yada yada yada. It is what it is.
I need to reload and we go.
I'll be on in 15 minutes or less. That sounds like a movie title. Right, love you all. See you in the next one. Until then, bye for now.
How do you shoot me? And I don't shoot you at all. Frickster. Frickster. I hate you. Hate you a lot. Resilient. Oh my God. Thank you for the follow.